Welcome in YouTube. Thank you for joining. Welcome into the live viewers, replay viewers. Duty around here. Checking in on an update on Jeanine Cammarata. Jeanine Cammarata is a 37-year-old school teacher from Staten Island, New York. I've done about 3 broadcasts in regards to this, but we have updates. I'm sure that most of you already know what's going on, but the husband, the baby's father, her husband who she was trying to get a divorce from, has been charged with her murder. He's been charged with her murder along with his girlfriend. I believe her name was Aisha. So I'm just gonna do a post. Hello, Open Minds. First one in. Thank you for joining. Welcome in. Welcome, welcome. So we have a couple of updates. I'm going to get right to it. And for those of you who are going to come in and join, I'm going to replay this clip. But I want to just get this going. I want to get it going so you guys can see.
Because if it's true, then it's horrible. Nobody should have that demise.
Friends leave photos and flowers outside Staten Island mother Jeanine Cammarata's home last night after days of searching for her.
Once I found out she was missing, my gut told me something is terribly wrong.
Thursday morning, police discovered burnt human remains inside this storage facility on Arden Avenue.
The investigation taking a turn into a murder investigation.
The 37-year-old mother and teacher was last seen Saturday night after telling loved ones she was going to see her children at her estranged husband's home in Queens. Jeanine and Michael Cammarata were in the midst of an ugly divorce and custody battle.
She came to me Friday telling me the good news. Her husband was going to give her the kids, and she was on her way to pick up the kids.
When Jeanine didn't show up for either of her 2 jobs at PS 29 or this Staten Island Dollar Tree, friends frantically texted and messaged her on Facebook, but say responses were cryptic and uncharacteristic. Wednesday, Michael Cammarata was arrested and charged with assault and stalking.
We're working with the Staten Island District Attorney to establish probable cause.
So true. Because if it's true, then it's horrible. Nobody should have that demise.
Friends leave photos and flowers outside Staten Island mother Jeanine Cammarata's home last night after days of searching for her.
Once I found out she was missing, my gut told me something is terribly wrong.
Thursday morning, police discovered burnt human remains inside this storage facility on Arden Avenue.
The investigation taking a turn into a murder investigation.
The 37-year-old mother and teacher was last seen Saturday night after telling loved ones she was going to see her children at her estranged husband's home in Queens. Jeanine and Michael Cammarata were in the midst of an ugly divorce and custody battle.
She came to me Friday telling me the good news. Her husband was going to give her the kids, and she was on her way to pick up the kids.
When Jeanine didn't show up for either of her 2 jobs at PS 29 or this Staten Island Dollar Tree, friends frantically texted and messaged her on Facebook, but say responses were cryptic and uncharacteristic. Wednesday, Michael Cammarata was arrested and charged with assault and stalking.
We're working with the Staten Island District Attorney to establish probable cause and justification to charge him with murder.
Sources say police are reviewing 2 key surveillance videos of a man who resembles Michael with what appears to be an accomplice, transporting a large, heavy bag from Queens to this storage facility. Police still have not found Jeanine's 2017 white Chevy Cruze that looks like this one, with license plate HSK 8417. Now, latest information from police sources say they do believe the estranged husband's girlfriend was the accomplice in that surveillance video, helping to transport a bag to that facility on Staten Island. Now, as for the estranged couple's children, police tell us they're now in protective services. We're in St. George, Staten Island. Natalie Doddridge.
Is a quote.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Of Jeanine Cammarata, a teacher and mother, reported missing 5 days ago. Authorities tonight say they found a badly burned body inside a storage facility. Police say her estranged husband is a, quote, primary suspect.
Out of the desperate search for missing mother and teacher on Staten Island, officials say she hasn't shown up for work all week. Eyewitness News reporter Candace McCowan live outside PS 29 with the details. Candace, good morning.
Ken, good morning. I just got off the phone with police. They say that this is not suspicious, but they are investigating.
Memorial tonight on Staten Island, honoring the teacher and mother who hasn't been seen since Saturday. And today's gruesome discovery of a body burned and stashed in a storage area has her friends and family dreading what comes next. News 4's Checky Beckford is in West Brighton, where they comforted each other tonight. Checky.
And Natalie, some of those friends who came here tonight have known Jeanine Cammarata since childhood. Some of them are the ones who began the search for her after her disappearance. And today, word came about that body, badly burned body found inside a storage unit, and that it might be Jeanine. Deep anguish tonight as the last glimmer of hope in finding their dear friend begins to fade.
If it turns out to be true, what is in the news right now, it's heartbreaking. She didn't deserve what happened to her.
Jasmine Jerome has known Jeanine Cammarata since middle school. She helped sound the alarm after the 37-year-old teacher disappeared nearly a week ago, when word came Thursday that a charred and unrecognizable body had been found in a trash bag in a Staten Island storage unit surrounded by air fresheners.
My gut, 100%, that we're not going to hear her or see her anymore.
Investigators believe the body may be that of Jeanine Cammarata. A senior law enforcement official tells News 4 her estranged husband was spotted on surveillance video at the storage facility. The husband previously charged this week for assaulting and stalking Jeanine in a separate case.
The investigation taking a turn into a murder investigation.
Michael Cammarata has not been charged with the murder, but according to law enforcement officials, his current girlfriend told investigators where to find the body.
Just shock and sadness and anger.
Friends tonight refusing to even utter Michael's name.
I'd rather not talk about him. He doesn't deserve his name being spoken on television, honestly.
They choose instead to remember Jeanine and think of her 3 children left without a mother.
Her children meant so much to her. She hustled and worked 2 jobs to make sure they had what they needed. Honestly, guys,
And those children, 2 of which Jeanine shared with Michael, are in ACS custody, we're told by police. Meanwhile, the medical examiner still has to make the final determination about the identity.
Okay, so guys, the girlfriend who is, I believe her name was Aisha. I don't have her last name in front of me, but her estranged husband, Michael Cammarata, is charged with 2nd-degree felony murder. So, hello, Texas Lassie, welcome in. There's my good friend from the great state of Texas. Always good to have you in on the broadcast. Thank you for joining. Let me just see something here. I want to see if I can get a live feed. All right, so this isn't what we want to see. They probably already covered the story. Anyways, yeah, very, very sad situation here. Horrible.
Here in Rockland County.
All right, I'm just trying my best to find something current, and I know that I can. It's just that I want to basically give you, what I got from what I listened to. Everything that I listened to says that obviously the defendant was the husband, the perpetrator of this crime was her husband. He basically had the assistance of his girlfriend, and they committed this heinous crime. They're both being charged with second-degree murder, which carries it's an A1 felony. So second-degree murder is an A1 felony. So we can't get caught up into murder, first degree, second degree. This circumstance with the charring of the body and everything that was done is going to get life in prison upon conviction. So these heinous perpetrators, these pieces of garbage. These are pieces of garbage. They're never gonna see the light of day again. Just want to see if let me just pause the video. I want to read something here to you guys. I know that they give up the information. Body found in the New York City storage facility has been identified positively as Jeanine Cammarata, 37, mother of 3, substitute public school teacher in the city in the borough of Staten Island. She also worked at the Dollar Tree. We know about that. Hello, Ryan. Good to see you. So basically, the body is described by the chief as charred and identifiable remains. They discovered it yesterday at the body and the remains at a storage facility on Staten Island. Medical examiner, as I said yesterday, performed the autopsy and results came out as early this morning. So I called that one yesterday that they were going to do the autopsy overnight and we'd have the answer today. We have the answer. It's a positive identification as being the victim here that everybody's been looking for. Police have been searching since Tuesday for her. So here it goes on to say she's positively identification has been made through dental records, which I also mentioned yesterday about the dental records. The cause of death is still pending according to the medical examiner's office. So they need to determine the cause of death, whether she was strangled, suffocated, burned to death, beaten, shot, stabbed. All of this is obviously making the identification of how the determination of how she was killed, the charring of the body also, it hinders the progress of them figuring it out, but they will figure it out. So it is really, really a sad situation. For some reason, my comments aren't running. They aren't running right now. I'm not really seeing comments, so I apologize for that. So her estranged husband, Michael Cammarata, was charged with second-degree murder on Friday, that's today. NYPD Chief of Detectives Dermot Shea said on his Twitter feed, another suspect, Aisha Egal, has also been charged with murder in the apparent death of Jeanine Cammarata. The investigation into the disappearance of Jeanine Cammarata is now officially a murder investigation. We're working closely with the Staten Island DA, and we have arrested Michael and Aisha, both charged with murder, second degree. Here's the update on Twitter. That's the Chief Dermot F. Shea. He's given the official, I believe so, that was what I read. They didn't confirm that here. They're just confirming the charring. But I read in one of the papers in the New York Post, I believe it was, they said that she was dismembered. So that hasn't been revealed yet, but we will hear about that. Just be patient, and all of the information will get released as they see fit. Of course, they don't want to hinder any investigation. So the suspect who lives in the same home in Queens, the suspects who live in the same home in Queens were also charged with concealment of a human corpse and tampering with physical evidence, according to the NYPD. Those are serious charges as well. Tampering, obviously, with and concealment of a human corpse, and tampering with physical evidence are all both felony charges as well. So those will be added on to the pile of charges that are on her. You know, this is, like I said, this is an ongoing investigation. It is still, you know, there's still people being interviewed. They're not feeling as, you know, as if this could be, you know, there could be a third person involved in this, unbeknownst to us right now. Yeah, MJ, but you know, you could choose your friends wisely and still have a bad day or run into the wrong person. So, you know, that's a very valid statement, choose your friends wisely. But even some people that do everything right still become victims. Look at that poor girl, Karina Vetrano. She was living her life right and surrounding herself with the right people, but she ran into evil. So here's the article. This is him right here in this picture. This is the defendant right here. He looks a little raggedy there, a little gray. He's 42 years old. She's 37. He was 42 years old. This is the female detective right here. The female detective to the left in between Jeanine and this filthy animal. This is the female detective that took the missing persons case. Always the originating detective that takes the report, the initial report. She will always do the walkout. We call it a walkout. And this is the walkout of the precinct. Her partner right here is probably one of the detectives that worked with her. That's probably her partner. But this right here is the female detective that the chief spoke about yesterday. She did a great job on the case. Here the Post is saying he's 41 years old. The defendant, Michael, they're saying he's 41. I read that he was 42. I'll get confirmation on his exact age and his date of birth in a short period of time. So they will be arraigned in Staten Island Criminal Court, probably already got arraigned on the murder charges, concealment of a human corpse, and tampering with physical evidence. So here's a picture of the male defendant, and I'm going to see if I can find a picture of the female. See here it says he's 41. Look at this. Look at how fast and how screwed up the news is. Here it says Michael Cammarata, 41. And in the next paragraph down, in the very next paragraph, it says Jesus, right here it says 42. So right above us it says he's 41. Right below it's 42. Whatever the case may be, he's 41 or 42 years old. The news always screws up. They just want to get the story out, and they get it out as fast as they can to get ratings and to get sensational story out. It's all about getting the story out and getting ratings. See, with me, I don't like to do that. I like to get the exact information out and get it out in an accurate way. Second degree is what they feel they can get a conviction on. It's it's an A1 felony. First degree and second degree are A1 felonies, and there's a slight difference in between the two charges. But both charges, when sentenced, you get the same amount of time. So don't get caught up on the first and second degree. First degree and second degree murder is the sentences is the same. So homicide includes first degree murder. The second degree murder charge also includes first degree. So it's kind of lumped in together, and it's the same thing. I'll read it to you guys. If you guys want to hear it, he's looking at 25 to life. He's never going to see the light of day because there's other charges on to him. There's other charges like unlawful disposal of a human corpse, which is a felony as well. He's probably looking at 3 or 4 25 to life sentences. So I'm just going to read to you quickly about murder first and second degree. Under New York State criminal law, murder in the second degree is one of several forms of homicide or conduct which causes a death of a person. Other forms of homicide include first degree murder, manslaughter, criminally negligent homicide, and abortion. Pursuant to the statute, a person commits second degree murder in one of 5 ways. 1. With the intent to cause death of another person, he or she causes death of such person or a third person. Under circumstances demonstrating a depraved indifference to human life, the defendant recklessly engages in conduct which creates a grave risk of death to another person and thereby causes death of another person. Number 3, the defendant acting alone or in concert with others, the defendant attempts to commit a specified felony including robbery, burglary, kidnapping, arson, rape, and sexual abuse, and in the course of that crime further causes he or she's death during the commission of that crime. Number 4, under circumstances demonstrating a depraved indifference to human life, a defendant 18 years old or more recklessly engages in conduct which creates a grave risk of serious physical injury or death to a person less than 11 years old and causes death. So this one is not gonna, the fourth circumstance does not come into play. But the murder first and second degree do not get caught up in that. The charge on murder second degree is what the district attorney deemed was something that they would get a conviction on. He's going to get the same sentencing. It's a class. Murder first and second degree is an A1 felony. It's the highest felony you could get charged with, and it's punishable by life in prison. So don't get caught up in the first and second degrees. Don't waste your time on it. The prosecutor's going after the highest convictable charge that they can get. And murder 1 and 2 are very similar. Just go onto the New York State penal law and read about it, and you won't have any more questions if you read about it. Okay? So they have a long history of domestic violence spanning over about 2 years, guys. Spanning over about 2 years. So for the past 2 years or so, they've had a long history of domestic violence. And not like, it's not uncommon for women to hang around and men who are victims of domestic violence to hang around and just, when children are involved, that's what I believe she was trying to do, is get custody of her children. And that was what she was in the process of doing. Serving him with divorce papers on Thursday and custody papers is what set this guy off. And it's no excuse, obviously. In no way, shape, or form am I saying that's an excuse for anybody to ever do something like this. But at the end of the day, that's what got this whole situation going with this filthy assault. Wanted Duty Ron's input, how to act faster. I'm not really sure. I haven't been looking at the chat, guys. I haven't been really looking at the chat. So let me just see something here. Let me cut this off. Mandy, my heart is beating. Literally just watched half, but there's okay. You got to report that right away. You got to report that right away.
The medical examiner made the positive.
A while ago, Michael Cammarata.
Introducing perfectly crafted by nature's own bakery style bread. Now in the bread aisle.
We begin out on Staten Island, where just a little while ago, Michael Cammarata left the 120th precinct on his way to court.
He is now facing second-degree charges of murder and tampering with physical evidence, and so is his girlfriend. Eyewitness News reporter Tim Fleischer is live at the precinct in the St. George section with the very latest. Tim.
And detectives here at the 120 precinct pulling this case together after the medical examiner made the positive identification of the victim. Now, the estranged husband of that victim faces multiple charges and will be arraigned this afternoon. Estranged husband Michael Cammarata and his girlfriend Aisha Aguia are both being charged with the murder of 37-year-old Jeanine Cammarata. Her charred remains were identified by the medical examiner. NYPD detectives searching for Cammarata, a mother and teacher who had gone missing, discovered her remains in this storage facility in Arden Heights early Thursday morning.
With the discovery of these human remains, the investigation has taken a turn, and the investigation taken a turn into a murder investigation.
Eyewitness News has learned detectives have surveillance video of Michael Cammarata leaving his Far Rockaway apartment with a large bag. Additional surveillance video, sources say, shows the same man and a woman entering the extra space storage facility with the same large bag. With a search warrant, they discovered the body that was charred and unrecognizable. It was discovered in a bin with a bag wrapped around it. Friends who were fearing the worst, reality closing in that they would not see Jeanine alive, held a candlelight vigil outside her apartment Thursday night.
Yeah, I'm angry and upset.
Attorneys had served Michael Cammarata with divorce papers last week. The couple has a history of domestic violence complaints going back 3 years. Liz Torrey, a friend, was there for one of them.
She told me Mike was outside, and she was shaking so bad. And I told her, don't worry, I'm going to take you home. You're going to be just fine. We walked out the store together. He started following us with his lights off. And instead of me taking her home, I made a U-turn and I went to the 120 precinct.
The pair is also charged with concealing a human corpse and also tampering with evidence.
My son was born with cerebral palsy, and at the time of his birth, we knew something had gone wrong. For the next few years,
Hi, Blondie. How are you? Are you home? I hope you're home. All right. So let me go back over here to let me go live to you guys. Hi, guys. All right. So Alexis, you know the only thing you can do there is report it. There's a link on YouTube to report, and if it's in a sexual nature, they tell you to report it to the authorities. So you can report on YouTube, but if you take, like what the person said, a screen capture, capture the video before it gets deleted, and then you could send it to local authorities. But if they don't know where the video originated from, these things are very hard to report. Yes, Mama. So for those of you who are joining, her estranged husband, Michael Cammarata, 42 years old, his girlfriend, who I think was in her 30s, has been arrested. Aisha, I don't remember her last name, but his girlfriend, Aisha, are both arrested and charged with murder. Don't get caught up on the degrees of the murder, guys. The Staten Island District Attorney, the prosecutor's office, they make that determination based on their professional opinion on what is going to get a conviction. So don't get caught up with yourself. Excellent. And if you have any questions, email me and I'll give you my phone number and we could talk about it. And I could tell you a little bit better on how to report the stuff. I'm not going to do it on a live broadcast, but if you want, send me an email and I'll tell you a way that you can get a hold of me, and then we'll talk about it. These things go on quite a bit, and I don't mean to sound routine about it, but they go on quite a bit, and the only thing that you could do as a concerned citizen is report it and send out that report and put it on YouTube for them to contact the authorities. So welcome in. How are you, Ann? Good to see you. Annalisa, thank you so much for joining. Annalisa, good to see you. So updates on this case: the body remained, the charred remains that was recovered have been positively identified to that of Jeanine Cammarata, and her husband, estranged husband, Michael, and his current girlfriend are now under arrest for murder in the second degree. And they are being held at Staten Island Criminal Court waiting arraignment. So yeah, it's a very sad situation, but I kind of called it. I called it yesterday that I felt that the girlfriend was involved, and I knew that obviously the husband was going to get arrested. So very heartbreaking, guys, very heartbreaking indeed. Hello, Nabul, good to see you. Good to see you, Nabul. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming on in and hanging out in the broadcast. If you can't hear me, just leave and then come back. Leave and come back. Very heartbreaking, very heartbreaking. It's okay, you didn't disturb my live. I want you to tell me about that stuff. But send me an email and I can tell you how to better report that stuff immediately. Again, I'm not far away. The mic is right here. It's right in front of me. So that's got to be something on your end. So I'm good. I'm good. First degree and second degree murder hold the same charges. They're both A1 felonies. They hold the same sentencing. It's just different things that are in place for murder first degree and murder second degree. The charges may get upgraded to both, just like in the Vetrano case. He was found guilty of murder first and second degree. The prosecutor may upgrade the charges once all the evidence is presented to him. I would say this, Annalisa, please don't get caught up on the first and second degree murder, because if you're convicted of first degree or convicted of second degree, it's the exact same sentence. It's the same sentencing. It's the same charging. So don't get caught up in it. Please, people, you're wasting your energy by getting caught up in that. And you have to trust me on that. Got to trust me on that, okay? It gets confusing. Everybody's like, oh, it's got to be the worst. You got to charge the worst. Those two, murder 1 and 2, a conviction on either one of them or both is the highest. It's an A1 felony. It's the highest class, a class A1 felony. And I implore you guys to go over to Google, go to Google and Google the New York State Penal Law. It's available to all of you guys here to read. Just go right here and Google this. Where is it? Google that. What's the difference between murder class A and murder first degree, murder second, and it'll explain it all to you guys. It'll explain it all. You'll read it in literally 3 minutes, and you'll have a complete understanding of that the charges and the sentencing would be the same whether you're convicted of 1 or 2. Murder 1 or 2 are both A1 felonies. You're welcome. No problem. And if you're not from people that are within the U.S., some of them don't understand it either. If you're not a lawyer and you're not familiar with the criminal justice system, you will have questions about this. But trust me when I tell you, The district attorney is not going to charge a lesser charge. If they're able to charge a higher charge or a different charge, they're going to go after what they feel is the most convictable charge that they can get a conviction on. Thank you, Blondie. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Annalisa, I understand that you're not from within the United States, but just trust me on that. Trust me on that. As a former New York City police detective and law enforcement professional, I know all about this stuff. Okay, there are differences. There are a couple of differences, and different sets of circumstances have to be in place to get to charge and get a conviction on murder 1 and 2. But the end result is the same. The end result is the same. Hi, Emily. How are you? Good to see you. So that's Oscar is barking right now. I don't know what's happening in the front of my house, but Oscar is barking. Thank you for the kudos to the NYPD. I appreciate that. Everybody, if you're not subscribed to Nabul, please subscribe to Nabul. MJ, you're right, Ron. Very impressed with the NYPD. The world's greatest detectives, the greatest detectives in the world. And my sign right here, this sign, if you could read this, it's flashing. It's flashing in the stream. It says the greatest detectives in the world, the NYPD. And, you know, they're not machines, but they're very good at what they do. They are very good at what they do, guys. So I have all the confidence in the NYPD. I called yesterday that they will have the positive identification of whoever's remains that was today, and they did. I also called that the girlfriend was probably going to be placed under arrest, and she is. So I was right on both of those things. Thank you, Pooh Bear. I greatly appreciate it. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like, the thumbs up, and the notification bell when you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. I think the subscribe button is right here. This little button right. Where is it? Where is it? I think it's right. I think it's right. Where is it? Right here. Hit that little subscribe button and hit the notification. Also, if you can, share it onto social media. Share it to your Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Snapchat. Share it out onto your social media. Greatly appreciate that. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thank you, Mama Ames. Thank you so much. So anybody have any questions other than the questions about the murder first degree and second degree, because I already covered that. Anybody have any other questions in regards to anything here? Bueller? 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 Anybody get that reference with the Bueller? Anybody? If anybody got that reference, I would be impressed if anybody got the Bueller. Just a short recap. Came in late. Okay, so the recap is hold on a second. Hold on, stand by. So the recap is the body has been, the charred remains has been positively identified as Jeanine Cammarata, the school teacher, mother of 3, who we've been speaking about. Those remains that were found were positively identified. There is an arrest of her estranged husband, Michael, and his current girlfriend. She helped him bring the body outside of the apartment building where they live, and also unloaded the body into the storage container. You're an 80s gal. I got you. From the move right. So the victim's husband, ex-husband, who she served with divorce papers on Thursday the 28th, has been charged with her murder, and his girlfriend has been charged with her murder. They've also been charged with unlawful disposal of human remains, unlawful disposal of a human body, human remains, and tampering with evidence. So, yes, there you go, Joanne. Joanne, you are good. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That was Bueller. That was the Bueller. When he didn't answer. Bueller? Bueller. So, hey, how are you, Sammy? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. So, guys, again, that's the updates. Positively identified the remains. May she rest in peace. This poor, poor woman, the torment and horror that she had have gone through at the hands of these vicious, savage people. These people are beyond human. They're subhuman, evil, terror. Like, I can't even tell you, these are the lowest form of life. This takes a very monster, evil person to do something like this. So I got to tell you right now, I hope they get everything that they deserve. Marsha, thank you for coming in and thank you for catching my live. Greatly appreciate that. So again, I have a few videos queued up that I played for you guys on closing. When I get out of here, I will replay those videos for you, and you guys can watch what's most currently up to date. Do we know where the kids were when this happened to their mom? We don't know, but investigators may know, and they're not going to release that information. They're not going to release that information. Thank you, Sammy. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. And much love and respect to everybody out here in YouTube, on my channel, the community here, and my people that are involved in Duty Ron's family and friends. You guys are awesome. You're always welcome to hang out here as long as you respect each other, respect me, and I will show you exactly the same treatment. So you guys are always welcome to come in here as long as you're not disruptive and you're respectful to the broadcaster and to everybody that's here. We can be a big, large, happy family, and everybody can really get to know each other and enjoy the broadcast. So hey everyone, 54 in the chat with only 15 thumbs up. Kate is taking roll call. Kate is taking a roll call. Let's see if we can get that 15 number up to 30. Let's see if we can get it up to 30. So everybody, please hit the X at the top of where the live chat is. Hit this X right here. You guys see this X right here? You could just hit it. You hit the X, and then it opens up the thumbs up or the thumbs down, and you hit the thumbs up. And then that's how you do it. And then to get back, you just hit the bottom button again, and then you hit the live, and then you come back to the live chat, and then you're back on a live chat. So that's how you do it, guys. That's how you do it. So if it's 43, let's try to get it up there. Let's try to get it up over 50. If we have 50 people here, let's get it up to 50. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Hello? Hi. I'm on a live. Wait, what did you want to say? That was my wife. Let me call her back. She hung up on me. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. Thank you. It got to 100. Wow. Hi, why did you hang up? I wanted to see what you wanted. Okay, well, I walked away. What's going on? Okay, bye. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. This is how to stay married. Exactly, exactly. So, thank you so much for the thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, Mary. You just should have said, "Hold on, I will go in another room." She just wanted to. She just wanted to chat. So I'm gonna end the broadcast now. I'm gonna call her back and we're gonna chat. Um, so the suspects MJ are brought before the grand jury already. They already got indicted. They already got arraigned. They've already been arraigned on the charges. So the suspects, both of them have been arraigned already. That's a guarantee. They've been arraigned. They do that fast. They've arraigned them, and then now they have to get a grand jury to indict them. So the next process, the next part of the process is going to be the indictment on the charges. So the indictments will come probably on Monday or Tuesday, or maybe a little bit later. Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Sometime next week, we will have indictments to follow the arraignment. So, yeah, this is the life of a YouTuber. So listen, guys, much love and respect from Duty Ron. I'm going to get going. I'm going to speak to you guys all soon. Any updates that I get, I will bring them to you. I bring you all of this content without any fluff. There's no fluff to what I bring you. It's just the facts from a law enforcement professional. I've been in the system. I've been on the job 20 plus years. I know about the courts. I know about how the district attorney works, and I know what the process is. So the next part is going to be after their arraignments, which has already occurred. They're going to be officially indicted on the charges. So we need to get a grand jury to obviously indict them, which will be not a problem. They will be indicted on either murder 1 or 2 or both. It doesn't matter. Don't get caught up in it. And remember, when you go to other people's channels of anybody speaking about this, don't get caught up in sensationalizing things. This is about a person whose life was snuffed out in a very vicious and brutal way. This is about children without parents now on both ends. They've effectively lost both of their parents in the blink of an eye. These 3 kids are now mother and fatherless in a blink of an eye. So let's keep them in our prayers. Let's respect Jeanine and her family. Her mother's alive. She's going through a lot of pain. So I want to respect them and say prayers, positive vibes, love and light, and a lot of strength to Jeanine's family, to her mom and all the surviving friends, relatives, and family. So with much love and respect, I say, God, please give these people the strength to get through this. This is not something, this is the worst nightmare that you could ever wish on anybody. So again, my heart and my prayers and all of my very sincere support goes out to this family. So love and respect to each and every one of you guys. Enjoy your weekend. And if there's any updates tonight, I'll come live. But if it's the same thing, I won't be live about this tonight. If it's the same, if there's nothing new, don't expect an update from me until there's something to update, guys. So I'll speak to you guys all soon. Peace and love from Duty Ron. Have a great evening, and talk to you on the next live. Thank you, guys.